Excuse me. I'm in love. Hey, kid. My friend wants to know if that girl will go out with him. Pass it down.
Hey, Grandma, ask the girl on the end if she wants to go out with this loner.
The young man wants to know if the girl over there is a donor.
Somebody wants to know if you're an organ and tissue donor.
Yes.
Hey, me too.
Are you a donor? Make sure your family knows your decision so there's no question later.
Made up my mind yet. What are you gonna take?
Algebra.
Algebra.
Algebra?
Algebra.
If no one's explained how algebra, geometry, and calculus can improve your future, demand that you be told. Call NACME. We'll tell you.
When you mentor a child, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be yourself, which, by the way, is pretty good. Do good. Mentor a child. Call 1-877-BE-A-MENTOR.
Welcome back to Ginny's, where East meets West. He's been an Asian American activist for more than 2 decades as a journalist, an Asian American studies professor, an attorney, a civil rights advocate, a webmaster, and a political strategist and author. He helped found the National Asian Pacific American Legal Consortium and writes a weekly column for Asian Week. His most recent book on online campaigning, called Winning Campaigns Online, is now available. A warm welcome to Phil Nash. Phil, welcome.
Thanks, Ginny.
Congratulations on this book.
Thank you.
I see you have a copy of it with you. Winning Campaigns Online. How very appropriate for this time of the year.
Well, it's something that I've wanted to do for a long time. As I got more involved with Asian American issues, I realized that the one thing that we weren't doing as well as some other things was getting involved with politics. And so my gradual evolution has been from the arts through work as a lawyer and then as a journalist. And then I realized, you know, why aren't more Asian Americans in politics? And then I figured the best way to do that would be to encourage them to do that. And one way to start would be to create a virtual redistricting where Asian Americans from around the country could support each other, even if they didn't live in a particular area. They could send money or they could send support. Some of them could go and help out. So this book was a natural outgrowth of that.
But a number of Asian Americans have run for office, you know, in this particular election. How are they doing?
They're doing very well. And we hear about the Asian Americans from Hawaii, from California, but I'm so happy to report that Asian Americans right here in Maryland, in Montgomery County, are running for offices from school board up through state legislature. It's very, very exciting because we're seeing Asian Americans not portrayed only as scientists or only as musicians, but also as respected political leaders.
Right, and even if they don't win, you know, it's that exposure of getting out there and having people understand that we're a part of all of this.
I think that's a very important thing you just said, because in the Asian American community, the notion of losing face is something that people worry about.
Right.
But yet for me, the only losers are those who do not participate in the system. So if you run and you raise a lot of issues and you get people to think about things and you lose, you get less than 51%, well, still, you've raised some important issues and you've learned some things, and maybe you can run again later.
Right, that losing face is just so critical. You know, guarantee me that I'll win and I'll run.
Right.
What advice would you give to an Asian American that is thinking about getting into politics and running?
I think it's important for people to just be involved in their communities. I am working with political candidates now all over the country, and what I've seen is that the most successful people are those who are very much rooted in their communities. So they've been involved in community groups, church groups, they've done a lot of things as coaches, and then when they turn around and say, hey, please support me as a political candidate, then people say, of course, I remember you from the church or the temple or the Little League, and I think it's very important that you have that track record. And so I think that is important. And once you've started with that, then get involved with maybe the local library. You work yourself up. It's very unusual, unless you've got a big bankroll, to start running for senator or some high office, unless you've got a track record.
So is this the way campaigns are headed, online?
Oh, absolutely. I think particularly with the changes in the campaign finance laws, we're going to see more and more people thinking about how to keep their dollars, stretch their dollars out as much as possible. And I think the websites create a place where people can see what a candidate is all about. The flip side of that, however, is that people have to be more transparent. You can't go to a church on Saturday, go to a union on Monday, go to a Rotary Club on Wednesday and say different things. You've got to be one person and say the same thing, and that's what will be on your website. So that's another good positive effect on politics.
So what would someone do? Contact you if they wanted to create this website as part of their campaign?
Well, I have my own company. I mean, I'm at campaignadvantage.com, but there are